be worried about. Because if it's not, we don't act now, then we are losing all living things, including mankind. And addressing climate change issues is addressing humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fiji. One follow-up.
Can we get any opposing statement instead of strike? Do we have any alternative method or strategy to fight climate change instead of strike?
My answer is no opposing. So should I give it to someone who's going to oppose? He wants someone who's going to oppose, who's not for the.
Not that it's opposing. It's finding other alternative other than to state this right.
Hello, thank you for your question. I'm training to be an environmental lawyer, so I know how important it is to create justice for Mother Earth. So I would say the integration of education on climate change in the correct ways in our schools. We need to believe that now, if not us, then who? And if not now, then when? Thank you.
And I would like to say that instead of saying it's sad, I would say I'm proud of these children, because these children have actually taken the time to study, to actually be aware of the environment.
So for now, we're giving the floor to the members of the panelists for the Q&A. What's the first question, please, from the panelists? Director Benji, who's raising your hand?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to talk about the Paris Treaty. Some countries, especially the United States, withdrew in your awareness so that the policymakers again will join. There are certain countries which have not signed the Paris Agreement. Luckily for the Philippines, we agreed again. Originally we said no, but we joined again. So USA, I think, and China did not sign. I'm not so sure about that. I'm checking my list. So for US, I am sure that Trump has said he will withdraw from the Paris Agreement.
Yes, thank you for that question. Yes, I'm well aware that we have withdrawn from that policy, and we've also lost some funding for EPA. But I will say that although I respect members of our government, I am opposed to some of the things that we have done, which is why I'm here advocating otherwise. And the things that we can do is exactly what I'm doing right now, is standing up and speaking out on environmental issues. So I'm just standing here, right here, making a difference myself. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lucy. So after Director Benji, we have Nancy Milibilio of Radio Pilipinas.
Yes, please go on.
Hi, hello, I'm Hapade in Dubai. So far, I think all of us women, since being in Legazpi today, have had an amazing experience. Me and Northern Marianas especially, it kind of reminds us of almost like being at home, just a bigger island with a big volcano. But it's very pretty to see. We got off the plane and we were able to see.
Yeah. Hi. Let's go.
I've been in the Philippines for a while, for about 4 months now, and I've tasted a lot. I've tasted a lot. Kwek kwek is my favorite. Actually, I'm called the kwek kwek queen by some of my fans. And it's delicious because Ghana is just like the Philippines. We're very traditional. We eat with our hands.
So we go back to the panelists. We would like to acknowledge Sir Jeremy of Pagasa National High School.
Thank you very much. Hello, candidates. I am the principal of a school here in Legazpi that advocates inclusive special education. So a big number of our learners with special educational needs are in the regular classes. I'd like to throw my questions to Miss Marianas, Miss India, Miss USA, Miss Colombia, and Miss Portugal. For Miss Marianas, Miss India, Miss USA, and Miss Colombia, I guess you have been informed that to assist you in your makeup are 2 of our deaf students. I'd like to know your reaction or impression on this. What is your feeling now that your assistants would be deaf? For Miss Marianas, India, USA, and Colombia. Marianas.
Thank you for that question. Actually, back home, my aunt is a special child, and I think that it's very important that we open these opportunities to them because sometimes, they could have the feeling of being taken out or put aside, but just giving them these opportunities, you can see the enlightenment in their eyes and the joy in their eyes, and all in all, I think all of us would not have any sort of problem, and we would just enjoy their company and all that they have to experience, and give them the best hospitality and what we can offer for them.
Miss India.
She's not a part of it.
Miss USA.
Yes, thank you for that question. I'm actually in graduate school getting my master's in education. My major is school counseling, so this is all very close to home for me. I am so glad that we have 2 deaf students working with us. Again, it makes me feel at home because I do work very close with special education students. And again, like you said, it allows them to have equitable opportunities to come in here and work with us. And being an education major, I of course love to learn. So it allows us to learn from them and learn sign language and get closer to them and maybe learn about their experiences so that we can take them back to our countries. So I'm very, very glad that you guys have allowed them to come and share some time with us. So thank you.
Very interesting. Colombia.
Well, good afternoon. I remember that 15 days ago, I was in a cinema, and I remember that it was a mother with his kid. Sorry for my English. With his kid, and I remember that she, when we were going out, she threw paper in the street, and her son just take the paper and give her to mother, and he told him like, "Mom, you cannot do that." So I think children now are more conscious, are more awareness about Mother Earth than even their parents. Our old generation didn't do anything. We are thinking, we are speaking, we are making, we we are now taking this paper important for Mother Earth, and I think that the next generation is going to be even better because we start and they are going to continue with this, what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. One last question for Miss Portugal. Are you confident wearing your gown tonight designed by our special education student? And another question, should we exempt our special education students from promoting, from advocating conservation of our Mother Earth?
Good afternoon. Sorry for my English because it's not my language. So I believe that this is all about equality, and we must have that. It's very special. They are making our dresses, and they are not different. They are humans. They are people like us. They have their specialty. They have their objectives, and I believe that it's most special for me using a gown of them, and I don't know. It's very honoring for me using something made by special people. That for me, equality is everything, and I believe that how when we are kids, we have to learn about that. The culture, we don't have different colors. For me, we are all the same. We are all humans, we have our objectives, we are equals. For me, it's like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I request all the candidates to do the I love you sign. This is I love you sign. Everyone, that's I love you. Then this is thank you, then welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I have a comment. Through my several participation in pageants and volunteer in special schools, one thing I've learned is that in the special schools, their inabilities to do things are actually their abilities to achieve a lot in life. And I respect and look up to all those teachers who take out the time and effort to sit down with a child and who take hours and hours to explain certain things to them. And they are doing wonders in life. So I commend you on your work. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. The beauties from the Queen from Mexico would like also to answer your question, Sir Jeremy. So we'll give him give her the floor.
Thank you. I just want to add something. The Oriental children, all the young people that we have today in our earth, in our home, in our countries, her mind is a sponge. They can take all that you teach to them. They know they know all the things that are happening now in the world, and they know how to take care of them. But they need something to give them, something that good example, something that be the voice of the Mother Earth and not teach them because they know it. So they need someone that guide you. We need to learn about our child, about the another person. We need to be empathy, and we need to get ignorance away from our minds and give importance to the things that really important for us. And we know, all of us will know that the most important for us is our Mother Earth, is our home. But now, all the people around the world don't want to to get away that ignorance. They don't want to give that importance and do the little things that can change the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Are we there? Okay. The last. One last.
So hello, I'm from Mauritius. In my country, people normally underestimate special people. I would like to use this platform to deliver a message to those people who underestimate special people with needs to stop underestimating them, because they have the abilities like us. They know how to do things. They might have greater specialties, greater abilities, more qualification than us. We should stop underestimating them, and we should promote them in their qualities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I just wanted to add on to that. I am a musical therapist back at home, and I work with special needs children. So the reason why I decided to be a musical therapist is that I study my children, and I look for their talent or what they're unique in, and then I build upon that and use that to communicate with them. So some of them that can't see, I use my guitar to play songs with them, to be able to communicate with them and show them what is this and what is that, what is right from wrong. And that's how I build my talent, the talent of my students. I don't look down on any of them, and I don't let them feel like they're different, because they are not. Their unique characteristics is what makes them beautiful and what makes them powerful. So we need to learn to build upon that and let them know that they can use that ability to do great things in life. Growing up as a child, I was bullied and teased because of the way I looked. I was bullied for my skin and the texture of my hair. But then with what I was bullied, now that's my strength, and that's what I use to be able to support girls and motivate girls all around the world. So these children should have a home in us. We should be able to build them and motivate them. I am going to wear a gown for my talent that was made by my special needs kids. It was made out of plastic material that we recycled. And I'm going to wear that dress, and I just want them to know that I appreciate them. Even though they made it, I want them to know that I'm going to wear it on this big platform so that they know that what they did is great, is amazing, and they can do anything. Thank you.
So we go back to the floor for the member of the press. Those who are next in the Philippines. Please pass the microphone. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We have learned only partially about your profession. Could you possibly share with us, ladies? We understand that all of you are doing amazing work in your respective countries, right? Could you share with us what are you doing excitedly in your own respective countries?
Please we have your question addressed to any particular country.
For those who haven't already have not shared their profession yet, we have around more than 5 or 7 ladies who have already told us that some of them are working as therapists or whatever. We have learned that there is one in our midst who is also a police officer, right? So, can you just do it fast?
Yeah, it's very quick to get the order.
Yeah. Shall we start with from the lady there on there?
No individual, please identify on the 3 to 5 maybe.
Oh yeah, okay. Yung hindi pa natatanong, okay. Shall we have Ms. Czechoslovakia? Did I pronounce Did I pronounce your country correctly? Czech Republic. Okay. Czech Republic.
Hello, I'm from Czech Republic, Clara Bushkova. I study now at the university for the 2nd year, and I study biology and chemistry. So it's my.
Alright. You're a student?
Yeah, I'm a student. I'm studying.
Philippines. Thank you. Philippines. Is Miss Philippines working already?
Yes, I'm a TV host here. I host a variety game show, Wowin, GMA, and I also host the lifestyle, Filipino Chinese lifestyle channel on ANC, that's Chinoy TV. And I work closely with ABS-CBN Foundation, Bantay Kalikasan, the environmental arm of ABS-CBN Foundation.
Thank you. Mexico, please.
So, I am a student too, and I am located in my project Nakuye, that is focused on the reforestation of native plants. And in my country, in my state, I am a spokesperson of ecological habits, how to take care of the Mother Earth. And I go to the schools to teach to the children, the young people in middle school and kindergarten, and that's all.
Thank you. Yeah, Miss Sheila, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Fernanda Mena, representing Chile. I'm a student. I study engineering, commercial engineering, and also I have my project since 2016 that calls Green Day, and is planting native trees in my country.
Okay, thank you. I'm just interested with the police officer. Miss Peach.
Yes, ma'am.
You are an enforcer in your country.
Sorry?
You enforce laws.
Yes, I'm a constable.
You call the police their constable.
We start with the rank constable and then we move up to the ranks.
How many years have you been?
This is my 4th year in mobilization.
All right. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you. My next question, my last question, yes.
Maybe a follow-up?
Yeah, not a follow-up, but related to climate change issue or climate crisis. As the Vatican calls it already, this is no longer a climate change, but a climate crisis. And I have read that there is going to be a law that would be passed relative to this. In your young age, ladies, do you have any clue what is the best possible policy that would be helpful and useful in addressing climate change or climate crisis? Yeah, Miss England, please. Thank you.
Hello. Training to be an environmental lawyer, I believe the polluter pays principle should be introduced. So that means big companies, they pay back, not money, but they pay back to our Mother Earth that they have degraded. So that's what I believe. We can surpass boundaries, and we will prove that this can be solved. Climate change is real, and one day we will have a consistent quality of Earth worldwide. Thank you.
Two more please. Yeah. Miss Mauritius and the other lady there. Thank you.
I believe that climate change, we are responsible for climate change, and I believe that no policy can change related to climate change. It all starts by our mindsets.
Thank you. And the other one is Zambia. Last one.
Good afternoon. What I believe is one of the best policies that can be implemented is promoting what we call ecopreneurship, and that is something I'm advocating for even in my country, or we can say growing towards a green economy. We have noticed so many businesses that are coming up, we have so many industries lately, but we haven't really implemented the fact that they should not only focus on achieving their profits, but also come up with businesses that will help the environment. Let's talk about my country doesn't have so many recycling plants, and that's something I've been planning on doing and just advocating for more eco-businesses. And we have noticed so many energy companies that are using hydroelectricity, but why don't we focus on also advocating for renewable energy and not only using fossil fuels? So I think ecopreneurship is something that should be implemented everywhere. Thanks.
Thank you. So we'll go back to the floor to RD Escobar for the Q&A. You have the floor, please.
just like to ask the candidates, what is your impression regarding our camp? Because I think it was one of the places that you have really visited regarding the bullet fight, regarding the camp. Your impression, what do you think about
We have Miss England.
where we had a bullet fight early this morning?
Very nice, Miss England, for your question, RD.
Hello, I would like to say thank you very much for welcoming us into your camp. It has a great aura about it, and I especially love tree planting there because there will always be a bit of my country in your country, and I really believe that Legazpi is what life is about. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else would like to answer?
Hello again, sir. First of all, I actually felt like that I was at work. I had so many police officers surrounded after a few weeks being here in the Philippines. And I must say, it's one of the places that is like our drill square. It's like our birthplace. So I look up to the campus. And also, it is your camp is so colorful. We don't have that in Fiji. All those the diagrams and the paintings that you have on the side, it's really colorful. And the food was amazing. We actually share the same culture. We eat from our hands and we display food on the banana leaves. So thank you so much for your hospitality, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. One thing I noticed about the camp and I was very impressed with is I didn't see any single plastic. And considering that this is an island and plastic is one of the major pollutants of the ocean and the seas that we have, I'm just very impressed with the fact that you actually stick to tradition and you chose to go the native way and stay away from anything that's not eco-friendly. I'm just very impressed with how eco-friendly it is and how hostable your policemen are. Usually they look at men and women in uniform to have authority and be scary, but they are very friendly people. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Actually, I was going to say the same thing Zambia said. I used to watch a lot of movies and you see how the camps are so strict and you can't even smile, you just have to stand still. So I was expecting to like just walk in and be so still, but you guys were so welcoming and so nice, and I had so much fun, and it's so cool. What I really appreciated was the paper straws that you gave us. It was so amazing. You guys are so eco-friendly, and the fact that you guys take time to plant trees is amazing. So thank you so much for welcoming us into your
Alright, thank you. Who else?
I just wanted to say that you all serve as the foundation of your people. You show strength and power like the civilians that we have seen today as we were riding around the bus. But I wanted to say besides all of that, you all were so generous and so accommodating to us. Like Ms. Mala said, you served us with paper straws, and we appreciate that more than you know. And it has just been really refreshing to be here and be surrounded by your culture. Again, like many of these other women, I'm Ethiopian, and so we eat with our hands. And one thing that I really, really liked was the chili ice cream and how spicy it was and sweet. So just to be able to experience the culture and just the kindness of your people was amazing. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, Ms. Yusei. So now we go back to the members of the press. For the next question, do you have other questions? Somebody to answer? Yeah, please go on.
Good evening as well. I just wanted to say that I love that you are fighting for justice of the people and at the same time justice for the earth. You're so eco-friendly, and the part that I like the most is that you are eating with your hands. In my culture also, in my country, we most of the time eat with hands, and the food tastes more good than when you eat it with a knife or fork. So I just want to thank you again for welcoming us.
Thank you. So that will be the last. So we'll go back to the members of the press. Remy Mendones of Idol News FM.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. Good afternoon, beautiful ladies, and welcome to the Gaspa City. My question will be directly for Ms. Wong and Ms. Philippines. Ms. Wong, you said a while ago that you find Legazpi City beautiful because of this Mount Mayon. Now, if we're going to be asked, do you want our Mount Mayon to be modified or put some lightings, or you want it to be as is? We have this congressman who proposed to have some lightings with regards with our Mount Mayon. So if you are going to be asked, you want it to be modified or you want it to leave it as is?
Could you elaborate on the lightings? I'm not sure what those are for.
To put some lights around the mountain.
Oh, to add lights.
Yeah.
No, I think that leaving a natural wonder of the world, it should be natural. If you want to see it, you can see it's magnificent beauty. I don't think lights are necessary. I think I've been able to see it fine all day today, even with some cloud cover. So thank you so much for your question, and I hope that there's more lights.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Now, Ms. Philippines.
I would say the same thing. I would want it to be natural. And if you want to put some lights, maybe do another replica, just like what we've seen a while ago, and put some lights there with the replica if you want to put the lights there for a show or for tourists to come and enjoy, then put it there, but don't destroy the natural Mayan volcano that's there.
Alright, thank you so much. Another one? Anybody could answer? Miss England.
Hello. Yes, I completely agree. We have in England many, natural wonders of the world. Heritage sites. We have many in England. And for me, this is an ecotourism destination, and especially the mountain. When we got off the plane, that was the first thing we took a picture of. So preserving that and creating no light pollution, I would say, is the best way forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we go back to the members of the panelists. So we would like to acknowledge Sheila Dino, the chapter president of Albay Queens Lions Club of Saligan, Kamalikapas.
Good afternoon, everyone. A blessed day, especially the beautiful ladies, delegates of Miss Earth. Welcome to Philippines, especially Legazpi. May I request to please answer my question, Miss England, Miss Guam, Miss Japan, and Miss Philippines. Here is my question. For all we know, one major problem in every country is pollution. If ever you were crowned as the new title holder of Miss Earth, what will be your advocacy or legacy you want to contribute that will help preserve and protect the environment? Are you willing to share that concern in our country, and how?
Hello, thank you for your question. I would say that obviously my advocacy is the integration of education to the children, and I do believe that they will be quick to follow off the work we started. So I would say education is the best way forward on this. Thank you. Hello, young man. Thank you for your question. When it comes to pollution, my advocacy for my island, since it is smaller than the rest, is proper waste management and anti-illegal dumping. On Guam, we don't have policies in place, and trash bills are then put onto their citizens, and I see to a citizen just another bill of something we don't want to do with. Showcasing a new way in subsidizing of our trash bill on our island is one of my first ways to start if I were to be the next Miss Earth, and introduce a policy of consequence when it comes to illegal dumping, but showing people who might not know how or where to put their trash, how to sort it, and how to do that, like you guys do in the Philippines with the sorting of your trash. When it comes to coming back to the Philippines, I like to show those small actions, making big movements, like my small island, and go to every island in the Philippines and put those in action through education, like even in
knowledge is power. Thank you.
My environmental advocacy, I've entitled it Luntian. Luntian means green because I want to make Mother Earth green again. And I want to achieve that with three things: education, ecotourism, and promoting indoor air quality. Education, we've been doing school tours all over the Philippines. With ecotourism, I've been working hand in hand with Bantay Kalikasan, the environmental arm of the ABS-CBN Foundation. And what we do is we discover undiscovered sites here in our country. One example is in Parana, Samar, wherein the people there just know all about mining. That's their means of livelihood. But then when we introduce ecotourism to them, their lives totally change. And I want to push forward to that, and I want to bring that globally. And also with indoor air quality, it's not that strongly advocated yet here in the Philippines. You know, knowing PM 2.5, VOCs, your carbon dioxide within this area. I want to create more awareness for that because it directly affects our human health and human productivity. And with a triple bottom line approach, applying those three, I believe we can have a great Mother Earth once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else? Owen? So we'll go back. Sorry, Ms. Japan, please.
Thank you for the questions. And the important things to solve the environmental problem is to think of environmental problem as our problem. Recently in Japan, we have a sudden climate change like typhoon, like so high temperature in summer. But most people in Japan don't care about it because we don't know the fact what the cause is. So as Miss Earth Japan, I want to tell the truth, what caused this environmental problem. So I will use SNS to tell the fact to Japanese people. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll go back to the members of the panelists. We would like, to the members of the press. So for now, we would like to acknowledge Regan Sibiliano of Eyewitness FM.
Hello. Good afternoon, first of all, ladies, and welcome to Legazpi City. Well, here's my question, just a simple question. Do you think that overpopulation is an important environmental issue? Why or why not? The question will be answered by Miss France, Miss Zambia, Philippines, and next to Miss Fiji. Belgium, Miss Belgium. First is...
Go with your question. One question, one
yeah. Do you think that overpopulation is an important environmental issue? Why or why not?
I don't think that overpopulation is the biggest thing. The biggest thing is what we do about it. We drive a lot by cars, we use a lot of electricity. Instead of that, we can go for green electricity. That's my advocacy also. Use green electricity with windmills or solar panels. It's better for our environment, and that we have to do. Our children, I go for school tours in my home for learn them more about our climate and our environment and how we can solve about it. Thank you.
Miss France.
Hello. I'm sorry, I don't speak English, so I maybe understand your question, but I can't answer you. I'm so sorry. Maybe if
to Miss. Any interpreter? Any translator? Anybody from the candidates could translate the question, please? So Mr. C is translating the question to hello?
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. I respect.
You can change the person for a few minutes.
Maybe Miss.
She's answering, please. Please let her.
Miss Ghana.
Yeah, translate. Miss Mauritius will translate.
So maybe in absence of translator, so we will go to the next question. She will answer. So we'll give her time.
Well, others can actually answer the question. Well, we are actually waiting for Miss President. Yeah, Miss.
When we are waiting for the translator, so maybe some. Who are the ladies you are identifying?
Good afternoon once again. So in response to your answer concerning overpopulation, I will not say it's not a major contributor, but it's also a factor that contributes to environmental problems. Because if you look at the resources that are there provided by Mother Nature, when we have too many people, we have problems like environmental degradation because people do not practice sustainable farming. People are not really educated because there's not enough resources to cater for the population that's too huge, so not everyone gets a chance to go to school. So they do not practice sustainable farming, and we discover that our soil is destroyed because they keep putting chemicals into the environment as well. And then we can talk about also concerning the lack of education to the masses. Most people are not educated with regards to environmental issues. So if you go into large cities, so many people are polluting, there's open air burning, there's no proper waste disposal. So overpopulation does contribute to environmental problems.
Okay, thank you. Since we're running out of time, okay, Miss Columbia.
Good afternoon. Well, I think for every problem we have a solution. And let's be honest, we cannot stop overpopulation. We cannot just say, come on, don't have more children. We cannot say that. So why we cannot promote reforestation, why we cannot promote all these little companies that are working in recycling. So I think it's better promote all these solutions, all these new systems that we have for make this problem of overpopulation a little. Don't try to make impossible things. We all the time are saying and giving speeches about the beautiful Mother Earth, the wonderful, the maybe possible. We have to take real solutions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Columbia. So, is Ms. Press ready to answer the question? Is she ready?
I'm using Google. So you can wait and
It's okay.
choose all the
it's not the how many child we have, but the fact that the people use inconsistently the resources. They don't use them correctly, so I think that is the problem, not the how many children they have.
Alright, so we will go back to the members of the panelists. For now, we would like to acknowledge Evangeline Cairo, CEO of BU Ruchin.
Good afternoon, ladies. I'm Vanji from Beauty Hub Cosmetic Manufacturing Incorporated. Actually, for decades, most cosmetic and skincare companies are using plastic as its main container to maintain or preserve the quality of our products, right? I think everyone here is using cosmetics. So as much as we wanted to be eco-friendly, we haven't came up with the best solution to replace plastic from any other materials. We tried glasses, but the shipping so difficult for the shipping. And then, so for the question, I want to ask Miss Japan, Philippines, Belarus, and Miss Guam. So do you have any idea or suggestions on how we can help to lessen usage of plastic for cosmetic and skincare? So do you have any materials in your mind that we can use to replace plastic for the cosmetics?
Sorry, there's a little miscommunication. But when it comes to replacing plastic in our cosmetics, on the island of Guam, we have a brand called Maisa. They make shampoos, conditioners, everything into cosmetics, and lip gloss, lip balm, using alternatives. They package everything either in leaves or we have the Taena totes, which are used with the knit. So we have other solutions other than just having plastic containers, also using aluminum tins for the lip gloss, for the lip balm, and staying away from plastic coverings because you don't need that to add on top of the layer. Thank you.
Hello. So my idea is that every your excuse me, this is my non-native language, but I'll try to do my best here. So I think that all your customers can use the reusable bottles, and you can sell it like by portions. So by maybe liters or milliliters. So I think it will be more comfortable for everybody. Yes, that's it.
Thank you. Ms. Japan.
Thank you for the question. I know that cosmetic has so many plastic problems, and we cannot actually avoid using plastic to make a cosmetic bottle. But for example, Lush, they use a reusable bottle. So I think the important thing is to reuse something, or instead of making new plastic.
I'm a hairstylist in Belgium, and we have a great company in Belgium, Rainbow Belgium, and they make bottles for shampoo, conditioner. Underneath the bottle is a seed for planting trees. You can, if the bottle is empty, you can plant it underneath the ground, and it goes away, and then it comes a tree out. And I think it's a better way for helping the plastic away. Also with bamboo gums. That is also a great opportunity for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, please. We would like to acknowledge Herbert Obias of Terminal 2.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Herbert August of Terminal 2 Food Park, the first food park in Albay and Legazpi. So tomorrow night, you'll be gracing the Terminal 2 ladies. So I have a question for Miss Checker Bobby. Do you know how to sing? On the lighter side, do you know how to sing? Can you sing? Sing. Yeah. Anything. I believe tomorrow you ladies will be presenting something. Like, I don't know with the presenter, but there's a part tomorrow night that you will perform, I think. Actually, the reason why I asked you because the Terminal 2 Food Park is looking for actually an ambassadress of our place. So, might as well show us.
Is that a song related to environment?
On the lighter side, yeah.
Yeah. Can you sing to us a song related to environment? What would it be?
No, it's alright. Any song.
Okay, so I sing you a Czech song, like skakal bez, przez obec, przez zeleną louku, šel za ním, jestli bez, byl na boku. It's about the job.
Thank you so much.
About the job in hand.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, next question is Dr. Ray Isayang, Department of Health. Sorry, so we recognize just the...
Hi, I'm sorry, I know your question was not addressed to me, but I just wanted to answer your question. I do write environmental songs because that's the way I communicate with children, and that's the way I spread my advocacy. So I do have an environmental song, and it is on Spotify, and it is on Apple Music. All the proceeds that I get from this, I donate it back to my foundation and back to my school. So if you would like, I would sing the chorus to you.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it goes like this. We know what's best, but we do the worst. Destroying all the beautiful things that we have on earth. Let's protect our future generations to come. Let's give them the world they would want to call. And it begins with us. It begins with us. So let's recycle today to make a change. Reduce, reuse, and you save the day. Proper sanitation is the best way to keep Mother safe. So let's say no, no to environmental degradation. Let's say no, no, no to pollution. Let's wrap our hands around Mother Earth to bring her closer again. Let's come together. And then
Thank you. It's a moving song. Okay, so we recognize Dr. Mansala, Department of Health. So you go please with your question.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Mansilla from the Department of Health. And we have the full Department of Health, Center for Anti-Development people. Welcome to the Legazpi City. Okay, so my question is, well, of course, I'm from the Department of Health, so it's just health related. So the Department of Health declared polio outbreak this year. Okay, so for the information of everybody, poliomyelitis was eradicated since the year 2000. But again, with the emergence of these diseases has been influenced by several factors. More importantly, poor environmental sanitation, the climate change, and of course the pollution. So my question is, as a Miss Earth, what do you have in mind? What can you contribute to help eradicate polio? Thank you. Again, eradicate polio. Poliomyelitis it's a disease, a paralyzing disease. Okay, so caused by a virus that inhabits a polluted environment. Yes, Ms. Zambia.
Good afternoon once again. When it comes to sanitation, we can talk about waste management. That's one of the major contributors to the problem we have with sanitation. So as a Miss Earth, back home, we have a campaign called Waste Stops With Me. We believe waste stoppage is a person's responsibility. So I believe each and every person could learn on how to dispose the waste correctly, separation of waste, and as well as management of waste. And I would advise that if the waste cannot be biodegradable, we should actually reuse the plastic bottles that we throw away. Even the food waste actually also contributes to environmental problems with sanitation, because food also has an element called methane, and we know it causes pollution as well. So let's reduce on food waste and also stop waste at all. Yeah.
Yes, Ms. Gana.
Sorry, I don't need to answer every question. But polio actually was very popular back in 2010 in my country, and my uncle actually had it. But what the government at that time, what they did, they educated, because I believe apathy is a major problem. A lot of people don't understand that, okay, I can contribute, or if I do this, they can contribute, or by taking some certain actions can prevent some certain things from happening. So I believe that still education and educating our people on the reasons why we should keep our environment clean and what we should do to eliminate some things. So the reason why polio is coming back is because now sometimes we are slacking as individuals. We are allowing our environments to get polluted. Waste, we are not taking properly disposal of our waste materials. So we need to teach and educate so that people can listen, so that we can eradicate all these things that happen. That's why my advocacy is educate to eradicate apathy. Thank you.
Last one, I guess Miss England raised her hand first.
Hello. I believe being socially responsible as well as environmentally responsible is just important. That is why in 2017 I set up my own project where I wanted to not only tackle period poverty, but also the equality gap between men and females attendance in school in Kenya. So what we do in my community is we make reusable sanitary towels for the girls of Kenya. Obviously it's a third world country, and I've been guiding people towards better living conditions as well as my own country. So they don't have waste management systems there. So we make reusable ones. So they can reuse these over and over again. And it's a safe way of, being more sustainable. So I would say, being properly sanitation with products such as that, around the world, even in the UK, 3 in 10 girls cannot actually afford sanitary products. So I would say definitely by bringing our communities together and using education, it is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you. So before the next question, we will go back to the hanging question. Miss Francis is ready to answer, right? So you have the floor now. Thank you.
I need a journalist because this book, the password, where is it? Sorry. Before, I'm really, really sorry because my English is very, very bad. So, to answer the questions, I think is a problem because Mother Earth will not be able to support such a large multiplication if we don't find solution quickly. to me, the most important things about this program is not so much the multiplication of the population, but what people do with it. And we must find alternatives in our way to consume the resource of Mother Earth before it suffocates. Thank you so much.
We will be having two last questions. We're running out of time, so we have to take the rest of the practice. So for now, we would like to acknowledge for the next question, Vice Governor Rex Lagman.
Good afternoon, ladies. Among the pageants that I've been to, this is the first one that has a press conference component. And now I understand why. It's because all of you are living advocates to support, of course, the battle of climate change. I can see that many of you in your own countries have your respective personal advocacies. And many of you, if not all, support the role of education in strengthening and in reinforcing how to battle environmental hazards that are being faced right now across many countries. And I'm just beside myself how young women like yourselves can be so articulate, can be so educated, can be so passionate, and very real. I take note of Miss England's advocacies, Miss Dana, Miss USA was very supportive, despite the fact that your president seemed to not support the reality facing every one of us about climate change. You'll do your share. Miss Northern Marianas, Miss Portugal. Well, many of you really impressed me. So I won't ask a question really because all the important questions have already been asked by the members of this panel. I think I'm just here to invite every one of you that tonight at 8 p.m. there will be a resorts wear competition at the Astrodome. And I have been tasked by the governor to represent him. I'm the vice governor of this province to represent him in that competition. I may be a member of the panel of judges. I have yet to be informed of my role. But at any rate, thank you very much for your time. I know it's past noontime, and yet most of you are so enthusiastic. I can feel your passion, and I hope that even after this competition, after all the winners have been named, I still hope, it's my fervent hope that your enduring commitment to help Mother Earth remain, and that you will all be empowered women in your own right. Congratulations to every one of you.
Thank you, Vice Gov. For last question, we'll go back to the member of the press. We would like to acknowledge Rowena Marvita Awomboracho. After the question from Bomboradio, so we will call the manager of the Oriental for the announcement. Okay, go please with your
Okay, so hi ladies, good afternoon. My name is Rowena Marvida. I am from the Bomboradio SP. My question is just very simple. We have already discussed different problems. We have already asked you different problems. But then, if you will be crowned as Miss Earth 2019 tonight, what is the problem of our Mother Earth you will be prioritizing the most? And I will address my question to Miss Philippines and Miss Costa Rica.
I think everything is important, so I would want to focus on making the people, everyone, realize what we have to do. And from there, I want them to practice and have an eco-friendly lifestyle because it is really there that everything starts. Like you and all of us here, if we say no to single-use plastics, that's a huge change. And it doesn't just stop there. Of course, we have air pollution, we have water, everything is interlinked and interconnected with one another. So I want to have a holistic approach for the environment because everything is important.
Thank you. From Costa Rica.
Thank you for the question, but my English is so basic. I'm sorry, but my advocacy is Pura Vida is to take care of the environment and its resources. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. So that ends our press conference for today. But before that, we would like to acknowledge Romeo Co for his announcement.
Good afternoon once again, beautiful ladies and all our distinguished guests. On behalf of the Oriental Legazpi, I would like to welcome you once again. Now, we believe that you had a very busy schedule on the first day here in Legazpi. So, what we want to do is to simplify to help you immediately take a rest. So, from here, from the 6th floor, you will go directly to your room on the 3rd floor now, so immediately we will facilitate the check-in. And don't worry about your luggage. Our concierge team will bring your luggage to your own room so you can start taking a rest. That's all.
Ooh, yes. Thank you.
I forgot to mention because she also impressed me very much. Her answers, of course, our compatriot, Miss Philippines. Very educated answers. I'm very impressed, as well as with Miss Wang and Miss